Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss the legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedoms and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, the President and General Counsel of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country in the courtrooms of America. Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedoms.
Liberals may beg to differ, but the vast majority of Americans agree that America is exceptional. I'm Matt Barber, Vice President of Liberty Counsel Action and Associate Dean with Liberty University School of Law. In today for Matt Staver. And joining me in studio is Shawn Akers, Dean of Liberty's Helms School of Government and Vice President of Middle Eastern Affairs with Liberty Counsel. Shawn, reading from the Christian Post, a new Gallup poll reports that Americans are starting to think more often about our roots and widely agree that the United States has a unique character because of its history and its Constitution. The Gallup poll asked the question, quote, "What is it like to be an American, and does the American dream still exist?" The polls revealed that Americans are still busy and schedules remain packed with things to do, but they think more often about America's roots and widely agree that the United States has a unique character because of our history and our Constitution, quote, "that sets us apart from other nations as the greatest nation in the world." And here's the number. 73% of Americans believe that America has a unique exceptionalism.
You know, Matt, this is a fascinating poll. We're looking at 73% as identified by Gallup, one of the most respected research groups, polling groups in the world. Not only did they determine that Americans still believe in exceptionalism, but they're not doing so blind. They don't think that that our status in the world is secure. They understand the very tentative nature that we're in right now, and they also realize, and I'm quoting here, that our past is where we find our strength as a nation. So this, in my mind, Matt, is a very good thing, because what we have seen is a nation shift in very radical ways. This poll is to some extent a confirmation that the large portion of the American people would agree that when you look back, you find out where our greatness came from, that we are still the greatest nation ever to have existed, and they're not ashamed to say so, but that we're going to have to take some action to maintain that position, because we're not secure in that. We're walking away from it.
Well, you're absolutely right, Shawn. And this poll, I took something else out of it as well. You'll recall President Obama, when asked whether he believes or embraces the idea of American exceptionalism, he kind of hemmed and hawed and said, well, yeah, quote, and here's the exact quote. He said, "I believe in American exceptionalism just as I suspect that the Brits believe in British exceptionalism and the Greeks believe in Greek exceptionalism," which of course means no exceptionalism at all. That's the argument or the logic of a relativist, which Obama is. But this shows...
Matt, he grew up in a class where everybody got an A, and he thinks that's the way it should be.
Yeah, outcome-based exceptionalism, I guess, is what we're talking about.
That's called egalitarianism.
Yeah.
It's international egalitarianism.
That's exactly what it is. And that's when you have an internationalist mindset. And really, I think, in a lot of ways, based on his actions and his words, really in his apology tours, apologizing for the United States, when you really embrace, as I believe the president does, I would take it so far as to say almost a disdain for America's unique place in the world and America's demonstrable exceptionalism. I think that just indicates how completely out of touch President Obama is with the mainstream of the American public. 73% believe in American exceptionalism, and not in the fashion that Barack Obama tries to equivocate and get around actually directly answering his position on American exceptionalism. He would have been better served just to acknowledge it and say no, because that's basically what was in his answer.
Look, Matt, the touchstone of American liberalism is the enlightened ability to hold disdain for your own country. That's really it's almost a tenet of the far left, that to be truly enlightened, you have to downplay the United States and play up your ability, your wisdom, to see in the rest of the world a greatness equal to that of the United States. It's kind of like going to the Olympics and having the wisdom and foresight and extraordinary elitist brilliance to recognize that all the runners are absolutely great. Well, yeah, they are, but one's still better than the rest. That's why he gets the gold medal.
The term is exceptional.
That's right. The fact is, and it's unavoidable, that if you go back to the 1770s and 1780s and you see a group of people that relied on their relationship with their creator to challenge the mightiest superpower at that time, England, to have their own nation, and they did so, and then they began overflowing the world with innovations, whether it was a light bulb, the car, or whatever. We brought electricity to the world. We went through a time of revolutionary innovation that brought good things to the globe, and we did so because we believed, we had faith that we were exceptional.
Yeah. Well, Shawn, but don't you see that violates the principles of egalitarianism, which you just discussed?
You bet it does.
There's a difference between equality. We all stand for equality here in the United States, but it's equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. And what the liberal mindset seeks to do is take that American exceptionalism, dumb it down to the lowest common denominator, so we are indistinguishable essentially in terms of our exceptionalism. So we are in fact not exceptional, but rather directly on par with all of the other kind of European socialist nations that the left seeks to emulate, that Barack Obama so embraces and loves. I've often said he really is very clear by his words and actions that President Obama, I believe intentionally, is trying to remake the American political construct to and model it after those European nations where egalitarianism is the central goal. He's trying to remove Ronald Reagan's shining city on a hill, relocate it to a lower altitude alongside those less than exceptional European nations.
No, that's right. I mean, it would be the shining third world hut next door, and that's not precisely what the American people believe in. We know that if you give and if you have faith in the American people, that's part of the reason that the left rubs so wrong against the conservative mind. Because if you truly have faith in the American people, you find out exactly what this poll shows, that 79% know that given the opportunity to act, we'll be blessed in our actions, that we can be and have been and can be again an exceptional nation, Matt.
Well, Shawn, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow, but the San Francisco Chronicle came out, and I think it was in other newspapers as well, with a story that indicated that the 4th of July and 4th of July parades and celebrations are, quote, right-wing. That struck me.
Who did this, Matt?
Struck me. The San Francisco Chronicle, and no bastion of conservatism.
No, frankly, I'm not surprised with that. The Kremlin is just to the right of the San Francisco Chronicle.
Yeah, that's right. But imagine that. And they said that these 4th of July parades, and this is based on a study, and we'll talk about this in more detail tomorrow, but based on a study that says that 4th of July parades and celebrations and patriotism and flag waving turns kids into future Republicans. It boggled my mind, because what's the converse of that? Well, I guess hostility toward America and trampling on the flag and burning it turns kids into potential liberals, into potential Democrats. That's kind of what I guess this study is indicating. But it's no small wonder to me, the term right-wing has been put in place to replace what used to be called patriotism, conservatism, embracing our American exceptionalism. That's now considered right-wing. Well, folks, I guess if that's right-wing, I'll wear it proudly.
You know, Matt, this is, again, we talked yesterday about being able to thank California for saying things out loud that we know they're thinking in private. They did it again. This is absolutely wonderful. I actually agree with them. All of our founders, by your definition, were right-wing fanatics. Those who signed a Declaration of Independence and said we hold these truths to be self-evident, that we're endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You bet. That's a right-wing idea. Congratulations. I'm glad that that was clarified for you.
Well, folks, yeah, so if you believe as we do that America is exceptional, I want to encourage you to go to lc.org. Ask for the book Original Intent by David Barton. For a gift of $15 or more, you can read what the Founding Fathers actually believed, and you can also read about America's history and America's exceptionalism. Go to lc.org.
You have been listening to Matt Staver of Liberty Counsel. Our hope is to encourage and inspire you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedoms. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email update. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.